who can possibly die in Avengers Infinity War / Avengers 4. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of The Last Line Show, and this is your host, Jonathan Boozer, and please forgive me for my 3-month absence of not uploading. Things have just been really crazy with work, and unfortunately, I do not do this full-time. As much as I would love to do this full-time, I do not. But I am back, I am still irrelevant, but I'm here to stay, and give you all my opinions on all the nerdy things that we love. So let's jump right into what we're talking about today. Now, with all the news from San Diego Comic-Con and all the trailers, and all the amazing things that we've gotten recently, I definitely wanted to come back and do some videos on it. Now, I haven't been able to do a ton of research or anything like that, and I really wanted to do some trailer breakdowns, but with my work schedule and everything, the trailers have already come and gone. And really with trailer breakdowns, you kind of gotta do it within the first couple days to even be relevant. And the jabroni that I am, I've already missed that train. So I'm not gonna do any trailer breakdowns, but I thought I'd give you some different types of episodes. And what I'm gonna be doing today is talking a little bit about the Avengers Infinity War. Now, I'm not going to be talking about the trailer as much as I want to. The trailer has been leaked but not released to the public. It was only supposed to be for Comic-Con viewers, so I am not going to talk about it at all. I do not want to get blacklisted by Marvel. I do not. So I'm not going to talk about that. But instead, I do want to talk about who might possibly die in Avengers Infinity War / Avengers 4. Who are our possible candidates? You know they gotta kill someone or a couple people. You know they gotta break our hearts. They can't keep everyone alive in this MCU that's ever expanding. So let's figure out who's safe and who's not safe. So that's what I'm gonna talk about today. Who can possibly die in Avengers Infinity War / Avengers 4. Now, right off the bat, let's start with some of the people that are 100% safe, and they either have sequels in the near future or pretty much have been so successful that it's very likely that we're gonna definitely see them in future movies. And that's essentially going to be the new blood from essentially phases 2 and 3 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And that's going to be the likes of Spider-Man, Ant-Man, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, and Winter Soldier. I think they're honestly all safe. They're pretty much either already sequels in the works, or there are already plans for them to, do future things in other movies anyway. So I definitely feel that those guys are 100% absolutely safe. We're not going to see them meet death in Avengers Infinity War or Avengers 4. So let's just mark them all safe already. Now we have Scarlet Witch and Vision. Now honestly, this is a little twofold. I think Scarlet Witch is way too powerful to be killed off just yet. And honestly, she's one of 2 of our female cinematic universe heroes. So I don't think they're gonna get rid of them. I really do like this Scarlet Witch, and we haven't seen a lot of her. And I think Marvel realized with the loss of her brother in the first one, how we just saw them and one's already killed.
You didn't see that coming.
We did kind of see that coming. I mean, we knew someone was gonna die, and it didn't really hurt us to see him go, because we just met him and we didn't really have a lot to, get, our hearts involved with this character and to care for him really. So I think we are starting to do that with Scarlet Witch. And as much as I think people would care now if she was to die, I think she's way too powerful at the moment. I think we're just starting to scratch the surface of how powerful she is. So I don't think they're going to kill her just yet. Now Vision, on the other hand, is as well an extremely powerful character, and we have yet to scratch the surface of how powerful he is. But for plot point purposes, we do have to see him die for Thanos to be able to get that Mind Stone that's in his forehead. So essentially, that will most likely kill him because he was only brought to be because of that stone. So we will probably see him meet death in either Avengers Infinity War or Avengers 4. So I think he's going to die. But on a good note, they can bring him back. Eventually they will defeat Thanos. I mean, that's gotta happen. Our heroes have to prevail. But when they do defeat him, they could take those stones and put that Mind Stone back into Vision. And maybe we can revive him and get him back again and have him for future movies. So I think they could have a reasonable explanation for bringing Vision back after he might be killed off in one of the next Avengers movies. So I am happy that we could get him back. At least, I think we could. It makes sense to me. But I think he's definitely going to meet death and die, unfortunately. Now, as for Falcon, I think he's actually safe too. Now, I know he's not exactly really new. We did get him back in Captain America 2, but we didn't really get to see him shine until Civil War, and I really liked what we got to see. And I do want to see more of him. You know, we got more dialogue, we got more action scenes, you know, he had his little pet Falcon. So I want to see more, and I don't think they're done with him just yet. So I don't think he's going to die in the next Avengers movies. And honestly, I think he's the best option to take over the mantle as Captain America if we have that happen, whether Captain America dies or just steps down. He seems like the most likely choice. They both have the same kind of views as to kind of how they view being a hero. And Bucky himself in the new MCU universe that we have doesn't really seem like he would ever take up that mantle as being, you know, Captain America, the hero that we all know and love. He just doesn't seem like he would ever take that mantle. At least that's not what I believe. So I think Falcon's safe. And honestly, I think Bucky, again, I want to reaffirm why he's safe, is because, well, one, he's got more contracts than the next 2 Avengers movies. So, logically, he's safe. But again, he's still fairly new, he's really popular, and I just don't think they're going to kill him off either. So, I think both these guys are safe. Now we have the Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, these characters are pretty fresh and pretty new, but they are not all safe. James Gunn himself did say that the roster is going to change because they have to be able to work in new characters like Adam Warlock and hopefully my buddy Nova into future movies. So they got to take some characters out or it's going to get, you know, too crowded for the movie. And that's actually why they cut Adam Warlock from Guardians of the Galaxy 2 so they can bring in Mantis. And he said they already had the characters in there, but Mantis just felt more organic. So they got rid of Adam Warlock at that point. So I think Avengers Infinity War and Avengers 4 could be a good way for them to segue some characters out so they can bring some new characters into the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now the characters that I think are not safe are Drax and Mantis, and the rest I think are safe. Now why do I think that? Now Star-Lord and Gamora are the leaders of the group, so I'm pretty sure that they're going to be safe. They're 2 huge actors and they're 2 huge faces to the franchise so far. I don't think they'll take down pretty much the 2 main faces and the 2 leaders of the group. It just doesn't make sense to me. It all started with Star-Lord, and then, you know, Gamora's really kind of been that secondary leader of the group. Then you have Groot and Rocket Raccoon, and they're a powerhouse couple, essentially. Like, those 2 are essentially a package deal. You really can't have a Rocket without Groot and a Groot without Rocket. So I think they're safe. I don't think there's any chance that we'll lose them. They are so synonymous with this franchise already. I just don't think it can go. Now, the characters that I think can go, I think one is Mantis. Mantis is so new, I don't think anyone really mind if she was killed off. Not that I didn't like the character, but she's so new and she wasn't really in a lot of the aspects of Guardians of the Galaxy 2. So I don't think people would be too mad. Now on the other hand, would it make sense to even kill her? Because the audiences probably wouldn't really care. Again, they probably wouldn't have that emotional toll taken on them if they saw her die. So is it worth it to kill a character that people haven't gotten involved with yet? So it might be a good reason for her not to just die. Now, Drax, on the other hand, as much as I do not want Drax to die, I think it's a very good chance we will see the end of Drax the Destroyer, and he will meet death. And the reason why is because Drax was only made to defeat Thanos and to avenge his dead family. He was created by Thanos' grandfather and father to destroy Thanos. So, to me, I personally think we'll see Drax die in a, he deserves a glorious death in battle, and he deserves to be with his family. So I think we'll see him die either, the last moments of defeating Thanos or close to it. I think it's only fair that that is the end of his journey. You know what I mean? So I think Drax is going to die. I don't want to. Dave Bautista has been absolutely fantastic as Drax the Destroyer. He's given us so much comedy, and he's just given us so much with that character. I absolutely love the character. I do not want to see him go, but I think it makes sense. And that's really what matters. Marvel does try to do things that make sense as much as possible. Now we're down to the OG crew. Iron Man, War Machine, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Black Widow, and Hawkeye. That's the original crew. That is the original Avengers that we have seen and known and love. So these guys, I don't think they are all safe. I definitely think there's a chance that we could lose some of these guys. So let's start with who is safe. Right off the bat, I think we can mark Black Widow as safe. She is again one of 2 of our female heroes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe at the moment. We are getting Captain Marvel, but we haven't gotten her just yet. And honestly, Black Widow is one of the strongest characters we have in the MCU, as in just characters that we love. Like, I think she's a great character, and I think she provides great action, dialogue, and story into this franchise. I don't think they're going to get rid of her. And honestly, there has been pseudo-confirmation that they will make a Black Widow movie, solo movie, either after the Avengers movies or Phase 4 or whatever they're doing in their next kind of rollout of movies. So I definitely think they're going to hold on to her. She's a strong character, and I think everyone loves her and doesn't want to see her go. I'm calling her safe. Now, Hawkeye is 50-50. On one hand, you have the whole, okay, let's just kill the human character that has no superpowers. But to me, that's too easy. It's way too easy of a cop-out. Now, on the other hand, an argument could be made for him staying alive. In Age of Ultron, Old Man Logan, quite often, he's usually one of the last remaining superheroes alive. He's definitely a survivor. Now, another argument could maybe be made for killing him because we got to see a lot more of him in Age of Ultron in the movie. We got to see his wife, his kids. We got to see a lot more of the character in general. So I think a lot of people kind of started to appreciate and like Hawkeye even more. So that could be a reason to kill him, because I feel we would have a toll on us. I feel we would hate the idea of losing Hawkeye. So he's 50-50. I don't think he's going to die, but I don't think he's safe either. Now, as for War Machine, the reason why I think he's absolutely safe is because he came this close to dying in Civil War. And honestly, it wouldn't make sense to have him this close to death, and then the very next movie that we see him, he dies. It would be an easy kill because he's not a major character, but honestly, I feel like we haven't seen enough War Machine, and I feel like it's a character that complements Iron Man very well, and I think he should stick around. Why almost kill him and then kill him? Just doesn't make sense. So I think he's safe. Hulk as well, I believe, is safe. Mark Ruffalo has done a great job as Bruce Banner. We love this new Hulk. He's fairly new to us, at least, you know, the Mark Ruffalo Hulk. We haven't gotten to see him much. He's probably going to do incredible in Thor Ragnarok. So I think Marvel has more ideas for him, and he's also almost impossible to kill anyway. So I don't think he's going to die in Avengers Infinity War or Avengers 4. I think he's going to stick around for future movies. So I'm going to mark Hulk as safe, essentially. Lastly, we have the OG3, Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor. Now, their contracts are pretty much done, and in the past, we definitely heard a lot of rumors how they all kind of wanted to move on from the role, but in, Thor Ragnarok 3, and, Spider-Man Homecoming with Iron Man being in it, and Captain America in general, all three of them have stated a lot more of how much they love playing these characters, and it doesn't really seem like they either want to stop. Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., of course I call him Tony Stark first, Robert Downey Jr. absolutely loved filming on Spider-Man Homecoming, and I actually really enjoyed the role he played. He was very much a backstep. He was just a mentor. He was in the movie, but it was really a Spider-Man movie. I absolutely love that. I think that's a good idea for the future. I think the MCU always has a place for us wanting to see Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor, and I think Marvel would do best by not getting rid of them. So I think the best thing they could do is have basically Iron Man and Captain America just be mentors, and Thor, have him take over as ruler of Asgard. This way you get a little bit of both of us understanding why we don't see them very often, but still giving us options to have them written into other movies in the future so we can see them. So I think that'll be a great option for them. Now, if one of them has to die, I definitely think it's either going to be Captain America or Iron Man. Both of which, they're the originals, and I think honestly that they would be the ones that would rip our hearts out the most. So I think if they gotta take out one of the original three, it's going to be Iron Man or Captain America, especially since they were the Civil War one side. I think they would have to take out one of them, and I don't want to see that at all, but I don't think they will, because again, Robert Downey Jr. has absolutely had a great time filming Spider-Man, and then you have Captain America. Supposedly there was talks on him saying that he might be in the next Spider-Man movie in kind of the same capacity, but I don't know. But I think they want to continue making movies, so I don't think either one of them is going to go. So there you have it. Our possible list of characters that might bite the dust and meet death in Avengers Infinity War and Avengers 4. And that list is Vision, Drax, Mantis, Hawkeye, and possibly Iron Man or Captain America. Now, what do you guys think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Are there any characters that you think that I didn't mention that have a better argument for possibly dying? I'd love to know your thoughts. Please leave them in the comments. I'll definitely read them, respond, talk to you about it. I'd love to know your opinions because, hey, I might have not thought about something. So, now, before I do go, I do want to kind of give some nerd appreciation. I'm not going to be doing any trailer breakdowns, as I had mentioned, so I'm not going to be doing a Thor video, but I do want to appreciate some other channels and some other people that you should definitely go check out as well. And for this specific purposes, I want to shout out Mr. Sunday Movies and the 10 Things You Missed for the Thor Ragnarok trailer. Go check out the video, and honestly, he does a lot of research and he's quite comedic as well. Go check it out, go subscribe. I promise you, you will not regret it. So that is it for me. So please keep being nerds and keep defending the nerdy things that we love.